Now that we have our first gym badge, shit's about to get real, mate. Also, let me mute the desktop audio, just because if I get a message or something like that, I don't want to have that audio being there recording. And let's take a quick look at our team. It's been a few days, by which I mean like 2, since I last played this. So let's go over the team real quick, because we have, I mean, you guys can say on the overlay, obviously I can't. So we have Ralph the Monferno with Scratch, Power Up Punch, Amber and Mark Punch. We have Sir Wingleton, which is a female Starly, with Growl, Tackle, in no particular order. Wing Attack and Quick Attack, I did that so out of order. We have Doofenshmirtz, the Bdoof, with Tackle, Growl, Defense Curl, and Rollout. We've got Foth, the Cricketoon by now, with Growl, Pound, Strugglebug, and Fury Cut. So we've got Justin the Abra with, well, it's an Abra, so only teleports. We've got Meatball the Geodude with Tackle, Defense Curl, Sandstorm, and Rollout. And then we're back to Ralph. I just remembered that I need to switch out at least one Pokemon from my party because we beat a gym last episode. And that is likely going to be Doofenshmirtz. As much as I love the name Doofenshmirtz for a Bidoof, I'm very happy with that name. We're going to put you on standby for the time being. The thing is, I either have to go with Dude Bro or Solid Snake as its replacement. I'm probably going to go with Dude Bro because, again, Solid Snake it's just not as good, and I don't think as Meatball is going to be. And I honestly don't think that we're going to be able to get it into a Steelix. So I think Solid Snake is just going to sit there in the box. Another thing that it's not very relevant for the series, but it does make me slightly upset. And that is, I have a living Dex, as I think talked about in the last recording session. I don't know if that was in the last episode, but I talked about that. I have a living Dex on my 3DS, on Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon, whichever one I have. My 3DS has a dead battery. It's empty. And I don't know where the charger is. So I've got like at least 60% of a living Dex sitting on a console that I cannot turn on. So I'm going to have to buy, probably, or just like search a little bit more, but most likely I'm going to have to buy a... let's leave with something that's not Monferno, actually. Just for shits and giggles. Let's lead with Sir Wingleton. I'm going to have to buy a new charger just to get those Pokemon off there. And then I also need to buy another year license for Pokemon, whatever it is, on the 3DS to put my Pokemon onto Pokemon Home on the Switch. In order to get my living Dex onto my Switch where it's safe, right? Because that one I can just charge through USB-C. That should be safe. Arbitrary charging connectors are a thing of the past, luckily. But yeah, so that is... Okay, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about the fact that we're just in a void with the Galactic. I know this is a Team Galactic fight, right? But we're also still in the city? Maybe they just didn't make a backdrop for city. And specifically, I guess it makes a certain amount of sense. If you don't have a backdrop for city locations, which they might not. They might just straight up not have a backdrop for that. Hold on, wait a second. Doesn't this game allow you to have Pokemon following you around in the overworld? I seem to remember something about that. I'm going to look into that in a moment, because that's the thing that we've all wanted since Heart Gold Soul Silver, and it's literally the best feature about that game, and it's... I'm not going to say one of the only good features about that game, because I really like that game, but that's just because I like Johto. I like Gen 2. I don't think Heart Gold Soul Silver did a lot to improve Double Team. I'm going to keep my old nose. I don't think Heart Gold Soul Silver did particularly much to improve on the Gen 2 experience, other than just using Gen 4 mechanics. But specifically, what Heart Gold Soul Silver did, aside from what Gen 4 as a whole did, the following Pokemon thing was amazing, but other than that, the Pokeathlon was not good. Let's be honest here. We all want a Battle Frontier. They refuse to fucking give it to us. Anyway, so is that an option in the team menu? Maybe Let me go ahead and look. We also have a capture up here on the route to the north, which is... I like the camera zooming, I'm not gonna lie. It makes the game a lot more dynamic. We have capture decoration for bold... I don't care. Do I care about that? I might care about that. I might just care about that. What I care a lot more about, though, is going to my Pokemon. And... So how do I make Pokemon follow me around in the overworld? Is the question. I'm going to Google this in a moment. It might just be something that you get later on in the game. Let's just encounter Pokemon here, because I want to get this item anyway. Paralysis heal. I don't really care about it too much, but I'll take it, right? I'm going to get paralyzed at some point. That's a awfully dark sentence to say. Anyway, so while we go ahead and do this battle, and I don't have to focus as much on anything... Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Pokemon following you. We start off against the Bidoof here. Wing attack is not going to be a problem. That's probably just going to two-shot it or something. Or one-shot it, that also works, fine. How to make Pokemon follow you? Yeah, that's what I want. You want to start, you'll need to progress through the game until you arrive at Heart Home City. Okay, so that's gonna be a while. That's all that I needed to know. Heart Home City is where we need to be at. That'll be fine. We're gonna get there in not too long, right? Because we have to do the second gym. And Platinum Heart Home is the third. It's the fifth in this game, I assume. We haven't had an encounter on Route 204 here yet, so we'll do another trainer battle first, because why the fuck wouldn't we? This might be, like, after this encounter, depending on what it is, I might just go back in the Pokemon Center and use it over the, over Dude Bro. Because I like Dude Bro, I like the idea of having him a champ, potentially. I don't like the idea of not using my Infernape, is the thing, though. And if I have him a champ, I kind of... Unless I get a better fire type, which just won't be the case until the post game, because like you get Heatran as a legendary in post game. What other fire type? Like Ponyta Rapidash? I'd much rather have Infernape than Ponyta and Rapidash. What other fire types do we have at our disposal in Sinnoh? Not that many, really. So... I'm probably going to keep Infernape around, and I'm just going to yeet Dude Bro off the team. But first, we have another Bidoofus, so we're not going to capture this one, because Dupe's Claws is a thing. We also have another cave coming up, which means that we're probably going to... Are we going to be able to catch anything in there, is the question, right? Because we already have a Geodude, we already have an Honest. I don't even think the cave up ahead is able to give you... Oh, yeah! Haha, I like Shinx. I'm gonna get me a Shinx. I'm going to try to not kill the Shinx. I'm just going to try and capture it like this, because it's way too low level for me to actually fight. 1, 2, come on, come on, come on. That's great. I like that. And we get a little bit of experience for that, not too much, but we have... It's definitely immediately going to go into the team. It's a female Shinx. We're going to call you... Look, I know... I've had a comment calling me out on capitalization, so I guess I'll try to keep that up a little bit. We're going to call it Sparky. Is that a very bad name? Yeah, yes it is. Do I care? We don't even need to go back to the box. We have this. I forgot that this feature exists. Dude, bro, you can go fuck yourself. Welcome Sparky to the team. And immediately we can go into this cave and potentially get no encounters in here in the Ravaged Path. Because... I love the fact that it does pick Bidoof. To use. Oh, wait a second. So you do need something on your team that can learn the move, but you don't actually need to teach it to them. I'll be honest here, the depth of field in this particular cave is kind of making me feel not great. It's not quite making me nauseous, but it's goddamn close. So, unless we get we could get a Zubat Encounter here. Do we want a Zubat Encounter? We could. A Crobat would be kind of neat, right? More than a Staraptor? I think so, maybe. Alternatively, we could try to get an Old Rod and see if we can get a Magikarp. Because I think if we... Oh, wait, no. That would be a waste of an encounter. We can get a Magikarp regardless. Because if we just go back here, right? I keep holding down the B button to run. You don't need to do that in this game. It's just muscle memory. Anyway, so I think if I talk to this dude over here, we can get an Old Rod. And then immediately to the left here, I know how to fish with a rod. You don't need to tell me. We should be able to get a... The thing is, if we wait for a super rod or a good rod, we're going to get lots better encounters. I think you can get like Finian and stuff like, which isn't actually that much better. Like, it's Lumineon versus Gyarados is really what we're talking about, right? We're not talking Magikarp versus Finian. In which case, wait, you can go to a... You can just... Okay, you don't need to go to the Pokemon Center for that. That's real good to know, because I did trading with a friend of mine to gather not an Alakazam, a Machamp, actually. And it took us quite a moment to figure out how it actually works to like go through like online. So how does this work? Definitely not like that. It's not select anymore. It is select. Look, if we need select on the left thumbstick for that, that is just bad. Seems like that is the way it works. Okay, I don't like that. Maybe start also works. Start has to also work, right? Rather than too quickly. Okay, start also does work. Fishing seems to have been made a tad more difficult. Not necessarily more difficult, just it doesn't hook as much. Or do you just not have encounters on this route anymore? That would be kind of shitty if that were the case. Come on, give me an encounter. It can't possibly be this unlikely to get an encounter anywhere, right? There we go. I wonder what it's going to be. It's certainly not going to be, oh, it's a Magikarp. You're just going to stick around on the team until you're like level... This does make me think, do we need the Staraptor and the Magic... Oh, we're definitely not going to attack you. And the Gyarados... But we might just get rid of our flying type is what I'm really getting at. Because we're going to have a Magikarp here in a moment. There's no way that you're breaking out. And then we're also going to get a Zubat. And knowing me, and how fucking excited I am to be playing this game, I'll probably just be able to run around a lot to get up Magikarps, or not Magikarps, but also Magikarp. But Golbat's Happiness to get it into a Crobat fairly quickly. Just for like level grinding purposes. I'm just enjoying this game, right? I'm really fucking hyped for this game. We're going to call you... what is a good name for a Gyarados? Let's go with Derek. Oh, capitalization. I'm getting this. I'm getting this. I need to get better names. But I'm getting the capitalization, one thing at a time. I didn't mean to send Sir Wingleton to the box. But maybe I did. Hold on, maybe I did. Hold on a moment, I didn't have Bidoof on my team when I used Rock Smash. Does it literally just use Bidoof for the meme? Of Bidoof being the HM? Does it use a Bidoof even if you don't have a Bidoof? It literally uses Bidoof for the meme. That's amazing. Okay, so we have Derek over here. Definitely not going to be a leading Pokemon going forward here. I guess we might as well just use Meatball for a little bit here. That could also be an interesting rule. We have to use... Yeah, I'm going to do it like that. Okay, I've just changed the rule for the series. Why? Because I think it's going to be a lot more fun. When we capture a Pokemon, we have to add it to the team. At least until we capture the next Pokemon, and then we have to add that one to the team. At which point we can... I think that's a fun idea. I think that's the way we're going to go with this. Yeah, it uses a Bidoof. I don't even have a Bidoof on my team. It just uses a Bidoof for the meme that Bidoof is only good to be an HM slave. That's kind of sad, but also really fucking funny. And now we're going to get a Zubat, which I will gladly take. But I do not have... At this point, I have a couple of Pokemon that are low level enough to the point where I could probably damage it if I need to. But it seems like catching things is going very well for me so far, so I'll just keep doing what I've been doing, and it's been working so far, so I will take it. We also need to just actually take out some Pokemon to level up some of our team. Zubat female nickname is going to be... Crow. It's going to be a Crobat eventually, right? So... This is the worst name ever. Nah, I'm not going to do that. You know what? Everybody always complains about Zubats. Does that make sense, calling it a Karen? No, Karens are people that complain. And this is the thing that gets complained about, which is thoroughly, thoroughly different. Okay, so who do we kick out now? Honestly, maybe Justin? No, probably Meatball. We've got a... Yeah, we've got a Grass-type gym coming up. So a Poison Flying type certainly is going to be more useful than a Rock Ground type. But that only leaves Ralph as the only Pokemon that can actually deal damage against anything. So, Ralph, you're going to have to carry the team here for a moment, mate. I'm very sorry about that. But you've got Karen, Sparky, and Derek all at level 4. Then you've got Justin, who only has one move that can't damage anything. And then you've got Kvoth, which is decent enough, I guess. It's a weak bug-type Pokemon, but it's at least decently leveled, and it's got a couple of moves. So, let's see how we do against an actual trainer with really 1.5 Pokemon. We've got 1.5 Pokemon on our team. She's got 2. But likely lower level than we have, and it's a Bidoof. It's a Bidoof. And I almost feel sorry for you if this wasn't so ridiculously funny. So, another thing that I realized today, just before I started recording this, is I can just make a second profile on my Nintendo Switch and just have a casual run-through on a separate save file. That's something that you couldn't ever do before in Pokemon games, obviously. But you can do that now. You can just make a second profile on your Nintendo Switch and just use that as a second save data slot. I can't use Nintendo Switch Online on it, but if I just do it casually for fun, I only need to get Nintendo Switch Online on it if I get a shiny. It's just that easy. And now everybody's leveling up. Which is a good thing, because again, I have 1.5 useful Pokemon on my team. And I would like to have a full team of useful Pokemon at some point in the not too distant future, if at all possible. We do get at least one more encounter in today's episode, though. I'm thinking we're probably going to not get all the way through. I mean, I'm going to play for a while today. I plan on like recording for an hour and a half, like 3 episodes or so. But in today's episode itself, I don't think we're going to get through the Team Galactic portion of Floroma Town. That being said, apparently, and I guess this might be a bit of a spoiler, I don't have this because, again, I bought a Switch specifically for this game, so I don't have any other Pokemon games on it. At the moment, my Switch contains Tetris 99, which has more playable hours in it than this game so far, because that game is addicting as all hell. I've bought a game called Snake something. It's kind of like a 3D puzzle platformer that's physics based. I both hate and love that one. I bought Sonic Colors, and I have the Nintendo NES and SNES Classics downloaded on the system. That's everything I've got on the Switch so far. But if you have a save file for Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee, or for Sword and Shield, you get a mythical Pokemon, and if you don't want to know anything more, skip ahead like 20 seconds into the video. For one, you get a Mew, and for the other, you get a you get a Jirachi. When you get to Floroma Town, apparently. So I don't have either of those, but this is one of the first legal ways ever, I think, to get a Jirachi outside of Japan. We've had like Pokemon Colosseum apparently also worked in the US, and then you had Pokemon Box on the GameCube as well, which was mostly a European thing, and Japanese. Japanese always just get everything, right? Because it's developed by a Japanese company first and foremost. That is sad. Together with the fact that there's like a hair stuck on my throat or something, it's really not a fun time to be around me right now. Let's power up punch the other Pachirichu now. That should one-shot. And I guess I can... Actually, I've got a second useful Pokemon, so why don't I just switch out into that one? Instead of letting Karen die and preventing her from getting experience that way. That could have been better. Could have been worse. You both go for Ralph. Honestly, I don't really care because Ralph is getting really overpowered. Really, you didn't one-shot! You didn't one-shot. At this point, I mean, I'm probably fine. At this point, might as well just do the first Pachirichu again. Struggle Bug? It's both! Should have gone with that from the start. Doesn't matter because Ralph is probably going to power a punch before Struggle Bug anyway, so did I really need to use Struggle Bug? Could I have used Fury Cutter instead? Probably, yeah, but doesn't matter. Because the other thing will die when you just breathe on it at this point. And holy hell! Do you see how much experience Karen just got? What the actual... Okay. Things are leveling up quickly. Very, very quickly indeed. Justin's level 13, nobody cares. And Derek went all the way to level 7 as well. I am loving... I have complained about the experience mechanics in modern Pokemon games. And I will maintain that it's annoying that you cannot turn... But I love this. Not being able to turn it off is annoying, but at the same time, if I could have turned it off, I probably would have, and I wouldn't get this amazing experience where I'm just absolutely leveling out of proportion. This is for Kvothe, so let's get rid of Growl. Which gets us Sparky's level 10. Sparky's already level 10? Karen Green's level 9. We are going so quickly. At this point, my entire team is more or less usable again, after 2 trainer battles. To be fair, this was a double battle, but they only had 1 Pokemon each, so it's still 1 trainer battle. Bullet Seed. That might not be entirely useless. Not for right now, but at some point, I think this is the girl that gives you those things. This is the girl that gives you the flower for Shaman in the original Pokemon Platinum anyway. Which does remind me, are Origin form and Sky form for Shaman and Giratina in this game? Because it's a Diamond Pearl remake, not a Platinum remake. That's been made abundantly clear. I do wonder about that. Let's go heal up real quick first though. And then we can move on our way to go beat some Galactic butt. Because we are, once again, stupidly overpowered. And we're going to keep being stupidly overpowered because this game just loves giving out experience. I also cannot wait for the Underground. I'll probably just, when I get to the Underground, there's likely to be just an entire episode of me fucking about in the Underground because the new Underground looks amazing. And also, I might just spend a lot of time fucking about in the Underground in general. Just Should I encounter something here? I could come back on Friday. Then again, by the time it's Friday, I'll probably have completed most of the game because I'm recording this on Monday. Pachirisu, you know what? I mean, I might as well. Hopefully, I won't kill. I mean, if the power up punch before didn't kill the trainer Pachirisu, yeah, the scratch won't kill this one. The thing is, right, I want to capture this Pachirisu because I don't want to waste an encounter. But I don't want to really use a Pachirisu, so I'm going to catch this. Where I just got a message related to work, so let me check that out real quick. I'm going to catch this. I'm going to have to use it on my team. But I'm going to yeet it away first chance I get, which is gonna be a while from now. I just needed to respond to that real quick. And we have a little bit more experience. We actually have a team that's 50% male, 50% female. That's really neat. We're going to call you... We're going to call you Shame, because it's a shame that we actually caught you. Because... Is there anybody that actually likes the Pikachu clones? Like, some of them are fine, I suppose. I guess we'll do away with... Who are we going to do away with? That's a really good question. It's a really, really good question. I guess Justin, maybe? We're going to get another capture. 2 captures coming up real quick. After we defeat Team Galactic. So Justin is going to miss out on a little bit of experience. Actually, quite a lot of experience, because we have some boss fights coming up here as well. That's not great. Oh, and a Buizel! We could have had a Buizel instead! I would have much preferred a Buizel. I would have yeeted Derek for a Buizel any day, but I still have a chance. The other route also has Buizel as a possible encounter, and I think a higher likelihood for Buizel as well. So we can still get a Buizel. But first and foremost, we need to take out Team Galactic. So that is what we shall be doing. Anyway, so I'll probably, when we get to the underground, spend like an entire episode just fucking about in the underground. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, but the underground is compatible with online play. So I'm probably going to like just have fun and fuck about with my friends in the underground quite a lot. Because I never really got too much of that experience from the original Diamond and Pearl. Do I want Fury Swipes? I don't think I want Fury Swipes. I did a little bit of walking around in the underground, like during lunch break at school, right? With some people, but we didn't really do too much with it. And as such, I've, for instance, never got a Spiritomb. Because you needed to do some underground stuff for that. Which is just stupid. I don't know how Spiritomb works in this game, but if you still need to do underground related things to get Spiritomb, it's gonna be a hell of a lot easier to get. Because you can now do things in the underground through online. I am pretty sure. You can also get some non-native Pokemon to Sinnoh in the underground. Which would be really cool, because... oh, that was actually a good point. You can get I think you can get some Fire-type Pokemon in the underground. I talked about not being able to get Fire-type Pokemon before, other than maybe like Ponyta and Rapidash. But I think the underground kind of gives you more opportunities for that. I think there's like Houndour and probably a lot more, which I just don't know about off the top of my head. Same with Ice-type Pokemon, though. Ice-types, especially when you get to like Snowpoint City, aren't as big of a issue in this region, because you're fairly like... There's a fairly decent portion of this region which is snow routes, which means there's a decent amount of possibilities for you to get Ice-type Pokemon. Anyway, Silcoon, we'll keep doing this. I'm certainly so happy that I chose the Fire-type starter, because I'm absolutely blazing, pun intended, through all of these bug and grass types. And the first gym wasn't even that big a deal, right? The first gym kind of went relatively well. And now we're absolutely demolishing all of these. Even Shame is leveling up. Which is a real shame, because those experience points could have gone to something thoroughly more useful. Anyway, we have a second fight here against Team Galactic. We're going through this a lot quicker than I thought. Which means that we're going to be able to get rid of Shame a lot quicker than I thought. That's mostly what this is all about. Positive thing is, if we run into another Pachirichu in Eternal Forest, for instance, we can just skip it. That's very much a good thing. So, catching it wasn't entirely useless. I could have just killed it and or ran away from it and decided not to capture it, but then I might have run into it a little bit later on anyway, so what you gonna do? Also, the chance of getting shinies seems to increase with every single game that Nintendo releases, so I'm half expecting that sometime throughout this playthrough we are going to run into a shiny Pokemon. At which point, I just want to make sure you guys know Shiny Claws is in effect. If I run into a shiny Pokemon, I will capture it and I will likely use it because shiny Pokemon, even though they're not like 1 in 8,000 anymore, at this point they're like 1 in 2, seemingly.